What's up guys, Omar here, broker and CEO of Alden Mortgage and Ome Realty. So this is going to be your mortgage rate update. Not only are we going to go ahead and talk about the mortgage rate update, we're going to talk about how this new company that Jeff Bezos is going to try to segue into what we've been talking about this whole entire time about short-term rentals, and also what some of the major companies as far as data analytics when it comes to real estate itself, they're anticipating, and how they are all on high alert as far as what the medium household income is, how much the medium house prices are, rental values, and everything like that. So let's go ahead and get on with it. We are sitting at 5/19/2022, and we're going to be pricing out 5 different mortgage products. The 5 different mortgage products that we're pricing out is a 30-year fixed, a 15-year fixed, a 30-year FHA, a 30-year jumbo, and a 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage. And if you don't know what a 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage is by now, it is a fixed interest only mortgage payment for 5 years. Then it gets adjusted every single year after that according to the rate, the market rate, and then the cap on your product. So hypothetically, let's just go ahead and say that you are at 3.5% when you bought in at 5.1%, or the 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage. Then your 5/1 comes to term and the market rate is at 6. You have a 1 cap on your product. That means that even though the market rate is at 6, you are only going to get dinged 1 point on that. So that'll be at 3.5, will go to 4.5. Then the following year will go to 5.5, and then it'll just until it gets to where the market is. But we're sitting here at 30-year fix will be at 5.36%. That is 0.08% better pricing than 1 day ago, 0.01% increase from 1 week ago, 0.01% increase from 1 month ago, and 2.18% from 1 year ago. The 15-year fix will be sitting at 4.80%. That is 0.05% better pricing than 1 day ago, 0.05% increase from 1 week ago, 0.15% increase in price from 1 month ago, and 2.20% increase in price from 1 year ago. 30-year FHA will be sitting at 5.00. That is 0.12% better pricing than 1 day ago, nothing from 1 week ago, 0.13% better pricing than 1 month ago, and 2.30% better pricing than 1 year ago. Increase in pricing from 1 year ago. Well, I don't know what I was thinking about. 30-year jumbo will be sitting at 4.75%. That is 0.03% better pricing than 1 day ago, 0.11% increase in price from 1 week ago, 0.31% increase in price from 1 month ago, and 1.60% increase in price from 1 year ago. 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage will be sitting at 4.60%. That is 0.05% better pricing than 1 day ago, 0.08% increase in pricing from 1 week ago, 0.51% increase in pricing from 1 month ago, and 2.35% increase in pricing from 1 year ago. Now, as far as everybody knows, majority of people, now this is not just economists, this is just everybody in general, we are all kind of in limbo. We're at that stage as far as real estate is concerned where, everybody could kind of conclude that there's an uncertainty in the market. Everybody is uncertain. Is the home prices still going to increase? This is relatively going to be the same. Have we plateaued? Are we flatlining? Now, there is a few things that economists are on the backside of. Now, in order for us to actually calculate what the buying power of homes are and real estate is we have to go ahead and look at the median household income in that geographical area. Then from there, we could go ahead and associate it with home prices and see if anything makes sense or is just stupid and it's all a bunch of bullshit. We're a bunch of bullshit right now. That's where we're at. We have no choice to go ahead and say it. That's just where we are. Mortgage applications have plunged. Now, me as a mortgage broker and a real estate broker, I'm not gonna lie, but life sucks. It's terrible. We have lost so much business now. Obviously, it's because we got spoiled the last 2 years. We're doing great, but now everybody who's refinanced has refinanced. Majority of the purchase market is still completely in the shit because we lost majority of our clients because of debt to income. But they're not doing too good. Now, as far as the economists say, we take some of our sources as far as different analytics company. CoreLogic is one of them. DNA Assessment is one of them. There's a bunch of different analytic companies that we go ahead and source our information from. On top of that, we have our own information that we go ahead and source. So as far as a specific writer that writes as nightly says that the tide may be turning now. Mortgage applications are plunging as borrowers' costs are rising. Housing supply is expected to hit the market later this year when demand is potentially dropping. Hence our belief that the rapid price appreciation of housing could flatten out and possibly reverse. Now, in our opinion and the way that we're looking at it, we are looking at it to kind of reverse. because it just does, nothing makes sense. It's like 1 + 2 = Jello. It makes no sense. Nothing absolutely makes sense. Majority of household, now even if you are in Los Angeles County, if you are in Orange County, and here in California, Miami, Florida, New York, or any of them, the total income people are bringing in is not reflecting on how much, you know, housing is going to go ahead and to be able to afford. You just can't afford it. Like, when did $1 million become nothing? Home prices have stabilized as a medium house price is at $1 million. But across the whole entire nation, as far as the whole entire United States, it has been at a record high. The record high medium household price is at $391,200. Now, this is because of the big housing boom that we've had in the last 2 years. The housing economists are once again on high alert. The pandemic's housing boom has seen home prices growth far outpace income growth, as we already spoke about. Over the past 12 months, U.S. home prices are up 19.8%, while private sector wages are up just 4.8%. Now, the private sector wages, they don't go into, you know, private and individuals, though. It's on average about 6.5% overall across the board, but private sector is a more calculated way of going ahead and seeing what the household medium income is. That disconnect between home price growth and income growth has reached an affordability level not seen since the last housing bubble. So that begs to differ. Is the housing bubble? I don't think that there's going to be a housing bubble unless something very, very dramatic happens. Now, if they are going to go ahead and do something that we've done a long time ago, I think it was called the Volcker method. The Volcker method went ahead and tried to counter hyperinflation. Hyperinflation is where we're sitting right now. We're trying to counter it. The feds knew they kind of messed up and they fucked it, and it's just completely jacked up. So what they're trying to do is they're going to try to counter hyperinflation by increasing interest rates, because the feds were like, you know, making nothing. It was on pennies on the dollar. They're hemorrhaging money left and right. So how high are they willing to go? Back in the day, they had to do something very dramatic where they went all the way up to like 19-20% back in the late 70s, early 80s. Are we gonna get to that part? I don't think so. That's, if it does, that's gonna be, if the feds are have their thumb on the trigger, that trigger finger is just pulling. If they pull that trigger finger and they go ahead and increase, they said, you know, inflation is getting out of control, we have to do something very dramatic, and they increase pricing, that will be the cause of not a recession. We're going to be past a recession. We are going to be in a depression. That's exactly where it's going to go. This is not something that's speculative. This is not something that I'm just making up. This is just the nature of finances, economics, macro and micro. It just is what it is. While ongoing house prices have since skyrocketed, it's pretty much regional market across the nation. Now, in every single metropolitan area, every single house in every single metropolitan area, consensus across the board on every single analytics company, every single real estate company, everybody out there will have all coincided that it is 100% overinflated. Now, as far as all of these overpriced markets, which one is the most overpriced? Well, the most overpriced market is Boise, Idaho, by 73% overvalued. I don't know what's going on in Boise, Idaho, but apparently you guys are just killing it. Sherman, Texas, Muskegon, Michigan, Hermosa Springs, Florida, and Morristown, Tennessee. Morristown, Tennessee is by 57%. Hermosa, how do you say that? Hermosa Springs is 57% overinflated. Sherman, Texas is 60%, but 73% overpriced market. I mean, I thought it was going to be somewhere in California, but I mean, Boise, maybe that's a market to take a look at. Over the years, Zandy tells Fortune he thinks home prices will be flat. The economic shock caused by spiking mortgage rates should be enough to cool off the historical hot housing market. However, he says that the most overvalued regional housing markets could see home prices dip between 5 and 10%. Now, that is all speculative talking, because we don't know if it's going to be 5 to 10%, because we don't know where the interest rates are going to go at. You know, we have kind of like teeter-tottered. If you see all my other mortgage update videos, we're kind of teetering between the 5.2% to the 5.5, 5.6%. We're just going back and forth, but this has been an initial shock that's kind of like, what's happening right now is they're testing the home market, right? They're testing how the economy is going to react to a quick sudden just change. That's what it's doing. That's, because, between the 2.5% to 3% that we're selling just a little bit over a year ago to the 5 to 5.5% that we're selling now, that is a total increase in total liabilities of between 40 to 60%, depending on the house prices, of course. And that's a lot. So in every one of my other videos, I also talked what is going to be the key factor in a lot of where the housing market is. Well, the key factor in a lot of things is that people are going to try to make money off of this, and this is going to be something that you're going to be looking into. So the people you have to take a look at is who the big boys, right? The big boys that have really, really deep pockets, that are out of the reach and the scope of what our finances as everyday normal people are, is going to be, of course, it's at right now, the people in the limelight will be Jeff Bezos, will be, Elon Musk, will be some of these other bigger real estate companies that are kind of sticking to the traditional stuff, but you got to look at people that are not in real estate, people who do not do real estate on a regular basis. These people don't give a shit about how real estate works as a whole, how it affects, as far as tech introduced inside of the real estate market, how it affects everybody that works in real estate. So Jeff Bezos, right? Jeff Bezos he went ahead and started this company called Arrived Homes. Now, this is something that's not that new. I mean, they already did it. They're in their Schedule A of their around investments, and they have got $37 million to go ahead and see if their proof of concept works. Arrived Homes is something that's actually called a syndication. Now, we have it in the real estate world. It's a real estate syndication. Grant Cardone does it. A lot of other major real estate companies do it. Grant Cardone, he's just the one that I know, and he's like, the famous one, I guess, quote unquote. And what it just means is that you syndicate between multiple sources of investors, and you compile it to go ahead and purchase one property. Now, Arrive does the same exact thing. Arrived is a base platform that allows people to go ahead and get small shares, like as low as $100 to $200, where you get to get a return on your investment off of real estate. And it's the same way that the stock market works or anything else that like that works. It's going to go ahead and fluctuate up and down, but this is going to be real property, a real asset, a real non-stationary, non-mobile piece of property. Now, what they did is they went ahead and they tried to do their proof of concept. And then, so what is Arrived Homes? Arrived Homes is something, it is actually the first SEC qualified real estate investment platform that allows virtually anyone to buy shares in a single family rental property. Now, the reason why I say it's the first is because you could do this in commercial property. You could do it into multiple purchase homes if you want to. You could go ahead and buy it, syndicate it, hold and sell. There's holding programs. There's REITs, real estate investment trusts, that go ahead and do kind of like the same exact thing, except they're doing it mainly into the rental business. So after they got their initial seed, their Class A, now what's next to them for Arrived Homes? The company plans to use $25 million in funds to further build its team and secure properties to the markets, and provide an option to invest in short-term rental properties on their platform. I mean, it's a great idea. I mean, I can't be mad at it. I mean, I hate it. But the man has the money, the man has the backing for it, and he could do whatever it is that his little heart desires, because God knows that if I had the money and I had the backing power, I'd do probably the same exact thing. Now, the single family market rental has increased so much that it just is what it is. So that is going to be your market rate update. So for up to 50% commission rebate, 0% listing on selling your current home, or any mortgaging assistance, link in the description below. I am a mortgage broker here in the state of California, so I'll be more than happy to help you out with any of those. And if you want to go ahead and stay updated on the market rate update, like, subscribe, comment, all that other good stuff. Till next video, guys. Peace.